I want to elaborate again, like I talked about in the first episode, is like, this is my routine. This is a starting routine that I developed, after multiple years starting, that I kind of just, trial and error, a bunch of stuff, and threw it into the routine, and finally was able to come to something that was going to be able to be consistent, something that I can essentially do on the road, at home, depending on if it's a day game or night game. None of that really drastically changes. There's a lot of variables in the game of baseball, as most of you guys know, and you try to just do what you can and control the controllables. So post start day, day 2, for me, this is probably one of, if not the most critical day for me, because it kind of just kickstarts my routine, my 5-day routine, to make sure that I'm doing everything right. I'm getting the body moving, training in such a way that's going to allow me to grow throughout the season, and feel good approaching next start. So to be completely honest, the best post start day routine is when I actually spend the night in the clubhouse, because then I have access to all of the amenities, if you will, as far as like the cold tub, the hot tank, the showers, the field, all of that stuff. So just know that in a perfect world, I spend the night at the field and I have access to all that. But if not, I travel to the field first thing in the morning, and hopefully can work out a way that I can be in the field or be at the field, when no one's there. But if not, you make do with what you get. I essentially can do all of these things wherever I am. So I started off, like I talked about in the start day routine, is I tried to control and manage the amount of sleep that I got. Start day was usually around 7 hours, because if I went any more, I would feel kind of groggy and whatnot. But post start day, I go for 8 to 10 hours, just because I want to get as much sleep as possible. I want to get as much deep sleep as possible to, again, kickstart that recovery process. The post-start day routine, it gets a little tough, because I do obviously, not go to bed till pretty late if it's a night game that I just pitched. But again, control the controllables. So after 8 to 10 hours of sleep, I wake up, get the coffee brewing, try to chug a ton of like ice cold lemon water right off the bat. Usually before I go to bed, I'll put water by my bed to have it right away. Or you just walk to the kitchen, but so it's on your mind when you wake up. And then start the hot tank. Start my day off with the hot tank, get in there. That usually gets the blood flowing. Obviously, I'll sit in the hot tank for probably 5 to 10 minutes, drinking my coffee, doing my devotional stuff, getting in some scripture. And then as soon as that's over, like I said, I really like to be at the field for this next part, but it's usually that morning walk, earthing. For those of you guys who've been following my Instagram page, you know I'm a huge proponent of earthing. I'm actually sitting right now with no shoes, no socks on. My feet are really dirty. But again, there's some studies that have shown to boost your recovery just by being connected to the earth. So try to be as barefoot as much as possible, especially on my post-start day. So go for probably a 45 to an hour walk. By the time that I wake up, the sun's out. Hopefully it's not a bad day. The sun's out and we're ready to rock. Walk, listen to music, maybe a sermon, whatever it is, kind of just varies depending on that. And then as soon as that's over, I'll go to like the sunniest spot on the field or whatever, take off the shirt, get weird, and then do like a full, FRC mobility routine. Again, for you guys that have been following me for a while, know that I'm really big on mobility. So after that, I will then go back into the clubhouse. If I'm not at the clubhouse, obviously I go to wherever there's a shower up, get dressed, get some pre-workout in me, head to the gym. Obviously at the gym, post-start day for me is my biggest gym session. I try to kill it, but at the same time, kind of being understanding how I'm feeling, how my body is feeling. I don't want to, if I just had a grinding outing, for example, like 5-6 innings, but every inning I was in a jam and I was just grinding through it to 100 plus pitches and a lot of high stressful situations, and I'm probably pretty physically fatigued. That workout that next day is going to look a little bit different than a workout would be if I went 7-8 innings, not really much traffic on the bases. So kind of just being, again, mindful of my body, how I'm feeling. I'm 28 years old now, 16 mentally, but I have a really good understanding of my body and how it operates, and how I know that it's going to best be ready to freaking attack that next start, now in 3 to 4 days. So kill it in the weight room on a perfect day, do a full body workout, get the essentials in as far as what exercises that I'm targeting. And then if the gym that I'm at has a sauna, try to get about 10 to 13 minutes of sauna time in. I'm really big on sauna. I'm actually really close to partnering with a sauna company, so be on the lookout for that. And then at that time, I'll usually, either a couple options, go get some food, go to a restaurant, but I really like to prepare my own food. So again, this kind of goes hand in hand with, how close I am to the field, or, what access I have to stuff at the field. But in a perfect world, I can find a place to get some steaks in me. I eat a lot post start day. So either way, it's, I'm eating a lot of lunch. There's a hummingbird right there. I'm eating a lot of food after my workout. And then I will shower up, or actually I'll head to the gym, and then, or not the gym, the field. And then at that time, that's usually when people are already there pulling up, because again, I'm trying to sleep 8 to 10 hours. Head to the field, shower up, get ready, see if I can, what does that say on my freaking list? I'm trying to, oh, okay. I have terrible handwriting. I wrote it all down. I shouldn't have done it. Should have just went off the top of my head. But, and then when I'm at the field, that's usually when people are getting in. If the trainer's there, I'll just go ahead and cross the treatment that I'll get off the list right away. If he's there and he's not really working on anybody, I'll get some treatment. Again, shower up, get ready for the day. It's a bucket day for those of you guys who know the starting routine. You usually get bucket the day after you pitch. So I know that I'm going to be in for a nice little bucket day. So my throwing for that particular day. So this is kind of where it's really crucial for me, because I'm a big advocate for lengthening and stretching out, especially that day after. I kind of just think about it in simple terms, and Alan Jaeger and I have gone back and forth on this concept as well, as like, if you kind of monitor that distance, say like 30 feet or not even a throw day, which I have done in the past, but for me, I'm trying to like stretch out and lengthen all of those muscles in there and try to get as much that stretch as possible. So I'm really controlling my exertion. Some days, honestly, there's been times in my career where like the day after my start has been like the best that I've ever felt, and then some days it's not like that. So it's kind of just again being mindful of knowing that I got to control my exertion level, in the sense of like how much am I getting after it, but also having the mindset of, okay, I still want to get some distance, so I can really stretch it out and just kind of just get the body and the arm in a position where I know that has been successful for me to feel good. So again, controlling the exertion, not getting after it too much that next day, but getting some length, say 200 feet, 250 feet. I can probably throw that distance maybe at like 30% exertion, just using the whole body, not trying to use the arm too much. But and then after that, this is kind of a little silly, but I really enjoy catching flat grounds. I've kind of always just enjoyed that, so I'll try to get as many people as possible trying to catch flat grounds and whatnot. And then, like I said, bucket day, so you kind of just wait for the bucket. You just grind, and hopefully you get a buddy. Either some organizations will do it where it's mandatory that it's the starter and the first reliever that came in that previous game, that will get the bucket. But I've also been in organizations where it's only the starter. But again, just trying to move as much as I can that post start day. I think that's the biggest thing, is not sitting down for too long of a period of time, or being really sore that next day, and then not really doing any proactive things about it. That usually can kind of do more harm than good for me. Again, this is knowing my body. Anyone else could be pretty much different, but and then after I come in, if I didn't get treatment before, I'll get with the trainer and get some treatment, and it's usually just like a little soft tissue massage, grafting, cupping, just stuff like that, maybe a little Mark Pro or whatever it may be. And then after that, I'll shower up, then jump in the cold tub for probably 10 minutes, and then shower, and then just get ready. Usually post start day, throughout my whole entire career, has been a charting day. So I'll be in the stands, so I'll get dressed, ready to go, and then go chart the whole entire game. That's where it gets tricky, because you can kind of fall victim of sitting down in the same spot for 3 hours. So I'll try to do like little tiny breaks where I get up, and then I'll like go to the clubhouse and back in between like a half inning or whatnot. But And then after that, I go sleep. I try to find a way. Usually my central nervous system is pretty down regulated at that point in time, just because I spent the whole game down regulating it. So it usually doesn't take me too long to fall asleep. So again, try to just get really good sleep. I'll usually on that day, this is what I forgot to mention, this is important too. For that particular day, it's really nice because like I am in the stands charting. So what I can do is I can kind of control when I eat my dinner. I usually try to eat it before the game, around like 6:30. And if I don't do that, obviously it's one of those control the controllable things. But if I don't do that, then I'm forced to, eat that dinner around 10:15, 10:30, even later on occasion, and then I'm trying to sleep. For me, again, personal preference, but for me, I try to eat a pretty good amount of time before I go to bed. I just find that my sleep is a little bit better. My resting heart rate is way more controlled in that setting. So I usually try to control the time that I eat my dinner. And it's usually a pretty big dinner. So again, it's probably 6:30 before the game. I'm probably bringing a meal to the clubhouse. Try to avoid, again, as much crap food as possible. I know there's an abundance amount of that, and the temptation's real a lot of the times when you're kind of just bored and you're sitting there and you're like, well, I could have these Oreos, or I could wait till dinner time. So that's another thing. But yeah, so that's kind of post-start day, day 2, and hopefully you can maybe take something from that and put it in your trial and error and see what we get out of it. But yeah, for me, that's day 2 of my 5-day start day routine, and hopefully you guys enjoyed, and talk to you next time, I guess.